Hi everyone, today's video is a foraging video. Recently we had a beautiful, unusually warm day here in our valley, so we left the farm and traveled to one of our favorite places to hunt for edible and medicinal mushrooms. Foraging for mushrooms and wild plants is also a large part of what we do, not only to provide our own food, but for the health benefits that they provide. So several times a year, we go foraging for mushrooms that we can either eat fresh or preserve and use throughout the year. So we went foraging primarily for a mushroom some folks call bear's tooth mushroom. Now, bear's tooth mushroom is a delicious, much sought-after edible mushroom that's also purported to have some medicinal qualities. Because of the constant rain we've had this season, we went foraging expecting to find a lot of mushrooms, and not just the bear's tooth mushroom. We often forage for mushrooms along these small streams because the ground and the air around them remain moist, and we've learned from years of foraging for mushrooms that where there's moisture, there's often mushrooms. And growing very close to this small stream, we quickly found a much sought-after medicinal mushroom known as the turkey tail mushroom. Some folks dry this to make a very beneficial medicinal tea. But when you're hunting for mushrooms, you need to look for more than just the ideal conditions like moisture, temperature, and making sure that you're searching during the right time of year. For many mushrooms, you will also need to find the right trees, because many mushrooms have a relationship with specific trees. You may hear terms like saprotrophic, mycorrhizal, and parasitic when people are describing mushrooms or fungi relationships. Knowing the type of trees the mushrooms I am searching for have a relationship with helps me to narrow my search area. So when searching for bear's tooth mushrooms, I look for an area where there are many beech trees growing, because the bear's tooth mushroom grows on beech trees in our area, but I will also have to search for damaged beech trees, as the mushroom I'm hunting for grows in the wounds of the beech trees. So we followed this little stream for a bit, because last year in the beginning of October, we followed the stream and found an area where a lot of beech trees were growing. Many of them were very mature, and some had been damaged by storms, so we were very successful in finding many pounds of the mushroom we were searching for. The area where we're searching also produces many other edible and medicinal mushrooms, so we expect to harvest a lot of mushrooms. As soon as we entered into the right area, I spotted a large log covered in turkey tail mushrooms. These are beautiful mushrooms that can absolutely cover a log under the right conditions, so it was very exciting to find so many. But what was even more exciting was to look down at the bottom of the log and find a bear's tooth mushroom in beautiful, pristine condition. You have to find these mushrooms at the right stage of growth because they can become bitter as they age. It's always a great start to a foraging day when you find a prized medicinal mushroom and a much sought-after edible mushroom on the same log. Some folks describe the feeling you get after such a great find as mushroom fever. You just want to keep looking to see how many more you can find. As we're scanning the area to try to find the beech trees that produced the bear's tooth mushroom last year, we're also scanning the ground to see if there's any boletes popping up. And we were not disappointed. You can see the bolete peeking out from the leaves to the right of this large tree. We had never found this particular type of bolete before, so we just harvested 2 so we could bring them home for a spore print and a positive ID. We started to recognize the area more and went searching for the tree that had given us the largest bear's tooth mushroom last October. We have found with this type of mushroom that when one tree is producing, the other trees produce at the exact same time. After a short time of looking, we found the tree we'd been searching for. Down at the bottom of the tree, in an old wound, was a beautiful mushroom in perfect condition. Like the other mushroom, this one too is at the perfect stage to harvest. These are the mushrooms that we only eat fresh. Some folks think they taste like crab meat and use them to make a delicious crab cake like patty, or a cream-based soup. We like to cook them in butter and then put them over pasta. So after we harvested that mushroom, we went back to follow the stream to the last spot we'd be looking in. We also wanted to take a look around the stream to see what other mushrooms might be growing. We found a lot of gem-studded puffball mushrooms that are also edible. We collected many of these because they're a great little mushroom that when cooked takes on the flavor of whatever they're being cooked with. A little like tofu in texture, they're great fried in butter and used to top a homemade pizza. Some folks like them fried in butter and then mixed in with some scrambled eggs. We found a lot of other mushrooms along the stream. I recorded some footage to show you just so you can see how many different mushrooms can be found in a small area. We forage for edible and medicinal mushrooms, but we just love mushrooms also for their unique beauty and variety. I guess you could say we find beauty in mushrooms the way that some folks find beauty in flowers. With so many different shapes and colors, we never tire of searching for them. We get the same pleasure from filling our mushroom harvesting basket with their beauty, the way that some folks get pleasure from filling a vase with wildflowers. So we followed a trail to our last foraging spot, where storms had damaged a lot of trees, and we found 2 more bear's tooth mushrooms, ending a great foraging day. We took these mushrooms back home and made a delicious meal. These mushrooms make a brief appearance only once a year, and any meal made with them is a celebration. We hope you enjoyed spending some time in the woods foraging with us, and we hope it inspires you to learn more about foraging wild mushrooms so that you too can find a beautiful and peaceful spot to forage.